All right, we are live.
All right, the recording's going, so you can go.
All right. Me.
Yeah.
Just pause for 10 seconds. For door.
For the door?
For the door.
For the door. Hey, door, I hope you're listening to the show. Oh, wait. He will cut this part out. Never mind.
He will.
So this is the part where we can talk about, oh, it's still recording live. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Geeksters episode 163. This is a show where we talk about all things computery, geeky stuff. My name is Martin O'Bannon. I'm one of the hosts here. But before I introduce my partners in crime here, a couple things I want to point out. Hey, if you are listening to the show after the fact, it's later on in the week, maybe you're in the car and you think, how can I come on? How can I be here? How can I see these guys live in action and maybe even chat with us a little bit? Podnuts.com/live is where you can go. Jump in over there. I usually send out a notice on G+ and Twitter and all those kind of social networky type stuff to let you know the day that we're going to record. We try to keep a constant schedule, but we all have jobs and we're actually 3 hours apart from each other. So we go ahead and get together when we, as soon as we can, hopefully on a weekly basis, but sometimes things do happen. And if for some reason you're watching the show and it's 163 and you say, hey, I'd like to see episodes 1 through 162, where can I go, Martin? Where can I go to get those episodes? Because there's somebody out there wanting to sit back and watch us for 162 episodes. Well, not maybe me, you guys. I didn't come on till later. But anyways, YouTube. I know who
Inmates in a women's prison.
What sick person out there? Maybe inmates in a women's prison. If you want to do that, youtube.com/user/the-mobando. That's MOBANDO. I don't know why it's like that, but it is. But that's where you can go. youtube.com, and then you can look up you can actually just go to Geeksters. youtube.com, look up Geeksters, you'll find me there. If you want to go the long way, youtube.com/user/the-mobando.
What about just audio?
Well, youtube.com. You can go to listen to youtube.com. Take the shortcut. No, I'm sorry. You can check us out at podnuts.com. And
/Geeksters.
/Geeksters. Thank you, Mitch. Podnuts.com/Geeksters for just people who don't want to look at our shining faces, but would either just have their ears tickled by our words.
But I don't think the early ones are there. I know they're not there.
Oh. So go there for some of them, go here for some of them, or just join us live, and then you get the whole experience. Audio, visual, it's a sensory overload, or overload. All right, one last thing. If you go to podnuts.com, bottom left-hand corner, you're going to see a bar there, and it says New Computer Business, and it's for the Tech Nibble Computer Business Kit. This is a kit where it's a collection of pre-made, easy-to-edit legal forms and templates, checklists, and more. It contains lawyer-reviewed terms and conditions appropriate for the UK, US, Canada, and Australia. Now, how much would you pay for a deal like that? Don't think $199. Don't even think it. How about $99 US dollars? Go over to podnuts.com. Bottom left-hand corner, check on that banner that says New Computer Business with a question mark, and get going with the Tech Nibble Business Kit. It's now at version 3, so it's 3 times as awesome as version 1, if my math is correct, because 3 times 1 is 3. All right.
Wow.
Now
that's a lot.
That is a lot. Now I'm going to kick it over to you guys, because I'm going to take a sip, maybe use the restroom, and take a little nap. So, hey, Mitch and Tim. Tim, how's it going?
It's going well. I really feel overwhelmed with all that information.
Do you have an audible sensory overload?
I'm feeling overloaded in the sensory department, but I'll pull through.
Did you say overloaded or overbloated?
I feel overloaded by my overlord of sensory information.
Wow.
Pertaining to the discussion we had before the show, Martin. But go ahead, continue.
Nobody's bloated here. Well,
Carry on.
okay. Well, continue. All right, Tim and Mitch. Mitch, how's it going?
Pretty good. I was on vacation all week.
That's right. You're on
Few more days
vacation.
left.
What's that? What does that word mean, actually? Since I own my own computer business.
It means not having to get up at 5:20 in the morning
Oh, well.
this week. Matter of fact, I stayed up until 5:20 this morning, just playing around last night.
But then you got up at 5:20. So you got like a minute of sleep?
I went to bed at 5:20, and I got up about 9 a.m. But I did get a nice text from my boss saying, "Don't forget, you got to be at work at 5 Monday," which I forgot.
Gosh.
I forgot about.
It's halfway through the week, and he's already worried about this Monday.
Yeah, well, I did forget about it. I don't remember.
Well, yeah, you're allowed. You're on vacation.
No, we have to count. We have to do inventory on these pallets that we rent, and they're going to be in the owners of these pallets. So, I mean, I knew they were coming, but I didn't know it was Monday. I had to be there early. So
they're rolling out the red carpet, right? They want you to represent the company for the owners.
Yes, they are red pallets. Oh, red carpet. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
They're like, who are we going to get? We're going to get Mitch. Mitch will give you the white glove treatment.
The white glove, red velvet rope treatment.
That's right. You can just stand there with and then just say, "Come on in." You can unhook it, let them in, hook it back up.
By the way, we were having lovely weather out here. I'm sure you're having nice weather out there too, Tim.
Oh yeah.
It's been nice the last few days. Beautiful.
It's been outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
76 and sunny here in the Pacific Northwest. I sat outside last night. Worked on my laptop.
Is that what that noise was?
Well, that was last night. That wasn't.
Oh, okay.
It's not now. This is not what my outside looks like. That would be weird.
My outside is really nice now, especially the front with all the new landscaping I got done. It looks really, really good.
You get that done. It's all finished up.
Yep. I mean, the driveway still needs to be fixed, but he's waiting until I don't know what he's waiting for to get.
Nice weather.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, finally we've had like 4 or 5 days with no rain, something like that. So soon.
Very nice. Very nice. So last week we hyped up. I mean, I was all excited. I was ready to go. I could barely even sleep the night before. I was ready to go. My family was out of town. They were camping, so I was.
Oh, you were alone. What a disappointment!
I know. I was drinking coffee. I was ready to go. Midnight rolled around, and I went to Amazon.com expecting this Prime Day extravaganza.
Nothing. You know what? Mike Smith said the same thing.
I saw a couple things, but they were like, "Hey, save a couple dollars on USB drives." I'm like, "Well, I don't need any thumb drives," or this product or that. Like, there was nothing that really, like, yeah, that's what I got to have. There was, I mean, because sometimes you see a sale and you think, well, I have a business, I could buy that, and I'll buy that for my business. I don't really need it right now, but I could see using it in the future. Maybe it was a router or a switch or something like that. Nothing. I didn't even see anything that caught my attention of thinking that how could I possibly resell this item. Nothing.
You could.
Disappointed.
You could hear it.
You weren't alone. My wife did buy. She bought something. She bought a cane, a walking cane.
Oh,
A walking cane with Amazon with a seat in it. You can sit down on it. A cane with a seat.
With a seat or a seed? Like
seat, S-E-A-T, seat. Really?
Wait, okay. I'm going to stop here because I'm imagining a cane has one part that touches the ground. How do you sit? Do you have to, like, balance? Does the cane...
there's some degree of folding involved here.
Does the cane actually fold down, or is that it? Do you just, like, sit
it
on
folds.
the cane?
I think it's got a couple, like 3 feet. Or I don't know. I can't remember. Something like I can get it.
I want to see this. I want to see this magical thing that was bought on Amazon Prime Day.
You carry on. I'll be right back.
I mean, if you spend a whole lot of money for a stick you can sit on, then I got plenty. I could go out to the woods and get one of those.
A stick you can sit on. I've had jobs like that.
I, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, why don't you take the cane and the cane? Why don't you and the cane you rode in on get this started? Because I'm a. Quick, we should say everything we want to possibly say about Mitch that the people can listen to us now while he stepped out.
Oh my gosh. You and your folding cane better be here at 6 in the morning. Make it 5.
Make it 5 in the morning. Red carpet
Nice.
treatment.
He's halfway over and already jacking him up about what time he's got to get back. Oh my gosh.
Well,
yeah.
did you look at anything on that Prime Day?
You know what? I actually, there's nothing I want. There's nothing I need. And it was almost. I actually saw that it was quote unquote disappointing in my Google Plus feed. But at the end of the day, I completely forgot about it anyway. So, I was surprised by that because Amazon's a company that tends to get things right, and especially when it comes to marketing and how they present themselves. And so if we were really gonna blow something up big like this, it's all about under-promising and over-delivering, and for them to really promise big things, I expected even bigger. So for it to fall flat, I was really surprised.
Yeah. All right, folks. There's the cane. It has a handle on it, and it's a 3-footed cane. The seat is flat. Mitch has got to figure out how to unfold it, and then basically the seat folds down. It tripods out.
Right.
If you could figure out how to open it, because right now it's just a stick. He doesn't know.
I don't. I'll break it.
He's going to smack himself in the face is what he's going to do.
There you go.
All right.
I'll tell you what, if you were standing in a really long line somewhere, that could come in handy.
It could.
Yeah.
That's why she got it. We went to that amusement park in Lancaster called Dutch Wonderland, and but she went up renting one of those battery operated things. But that was the point of getting it though. But I can't use it. It's only for 250 pounds, so it's too small for me. Up to 250 pounds. But
Well, and that was on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I think she got it that Wednesday, I believe.
All right.
But she needs a knee replacement. She's just like, putting that off as long as she can. So
so useful, yes, but exciting and Black Friday-ish, not so much.
Nope.
Well, and Amazon is such a big player now that Walmart. I knew Walmart did. I'm not sure if other stores did, but they were going to do kind of the same thing. They were so nervous that Amazon was going to have such great deals.
On the bandwagon.
That they did, and I didn't go to Walmart. The closest Walmart to me is about a 30-minute drive. So
it was online. You had to look. I did look around. I mean, I didn't see anything.
See, that's so what's this? Now nobody's going to believe them. Amazon's going to do another Prime Day, and everybody's going to say, "Oh, okay." But I guess they did well. I didn't buy anything. I thought it was like a giant online yard sale, but
I think Newegg might have done something too. I believe. I can't remember, but.
Well, yeah, look, it's actually a really great idea, and so just because they fell flat this year, next year, if they don't have a big, somebody will. I can see that. I can see the online community doing something that online community being, the stores Newegg and some of these others, and whatever bricks and mortars have an online presence. I could really see this becoming a thing. I'm not sure we need another thing, but if it gets stuff out the door and money brought in, I mean that's what sales is all about. So
see, I'm not.
Anyway.
I don't get a lot of stuff online like you guys do. I mean, well, your livelihood depends on it. I don't, and I just rarely buy anything online. Just I got to have it right then and there. I'll drive the 40 miles to Micro Center.
Well, I mean, if you followed along at any of the Twitter, the Google Plus stuff, people were actually pretty funny. If you, I mean, some people said, if I wanted a garage sale, I'd go down the street. Automatic can openers and bath sponges, not impressed. Yes, Amazon Men's Fedora and menopause pills were exactly what I was looking for. Prime Day, when your friend claims he's throwing an epic party, but you show up and there's only a six-pack and a bowl of Cheetos.
That's pretty close.
So, and then other people were like, "Yay, $79 Kindle and a Roomba." So,
Uh-oh.
so people really, some people liked it and some people didn't. But
Uh-oh.
what?
Nothing.
Don't say it.
Nothing.
All right.
I thought your voice was...
Oh, that's why I was saying don't. That's where we're not gonna. Let's not even jinx that.
Oh wait. Oh, I think I heard something.
Oh, please no.
Hey,
You know, the Amazon thing, I think it goes a long way to demonstrating that nobody really wants to buy a ton of crap a week or two after the 4th of July. We got better things to do, like have vacations and go places and spend time with our family, not buy a bunch of crap. And I think it also goes to show that there isn't a whole lot of interesting crap to buy in the middle of the summer either. It's the same old stuff, and so you can trump it up all you want and knock a couple bucks off, but it's just a bunch of crap I can buy anywhere else at any other time, and I'm too busy.
Yeah.
I got things to do, so shut up and leave me alone.
There you go. We should be... There's more things to be excited about, like 6 days from now, what's happening?
Well, you'll be at work a day after Monday, which will be 5:30 in
Right.
the morning. So don't, or 5, or whatever time it was. So don't forget, Mitch.
5.
Oh, 5. You better be at you
what-
better be at 4:30 to take that stick cane with you.
Stick it up. Oh, no. Windows 10. 6 days. Aren't you guys excited?
Breaking my heart.
Excited?
That's just about as exciting as
Oh
Amazon Prime.
wow! Look at that. He's so excited he can't even talk.
Well, he was talking, but I didn't see any movement
No.
from his mouth.
Oh,
It's bad, man.
I
is
heard
it really?
Yeah,
It's-
it really is.
Not so much the audio, it's just that you're out of sync right now.
Well, here, I'm just gonna do this then.
But you're all right. You're all right. It was bad.
He's gonna reboot. Hey man,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
wait, he
No, I'm not
left.
rebooting. No, I'm here.
Oh.
I'm just trying to see if the video helps
Oh my
anything.
gosh! Now it's just a giant talking OI.
It's Mike Wazowski.
That's creepy, dude. Stop doing that. All right, go ahead and talk. It's creepier when you don't talk.
It's still not as bad as it was. I mean, it's not. You're not doing the robotics right yet.
All right.
Hmm.
I'll have to figure that out. So yes, Windows 10 launches on the 29th, and so we'll see what happens.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. I am going to put it on. I'm going to do the upgrade. I think you might have the option. It's still. I'm reading some stuff. I think you may have the option. I'm here reading different things where you have to do the upgrade. Then after you do the upgrade, you can go ahead and make an image, an ISO image, after the upgrade. But then I'm reading where you'll be able to have a choice of getting an ISO and doing a clean install from the get-go is what I rather do. But either way, I'm going to do something and I'll report on it. I'll put it on at least one of my machines.
Yeah.
Same here. I'll probably try it out. I mean, I remember trying it out when it came out, and I liked it. My concern is that it's going to be forced out and not giving you an option to update. It's just going to happen like a service patch, and then they're changing the way that they're doing updates. It's going to be all the time. Which, as a system administrator, when I have to administer, 100, 200 machines. At least that. How can I schedule Windows updates now? I'm curious how the Windows Update service is going to work with that. And are all my clients going to be like, I just updated it? I mean, I have clients right now who are frustrated that they get updates on a weekly basis, and then Microsoft, of course, did an out of patch this last week, so now they got to update every week. They're frustrated with that.
No, dude,
Oh, man.
it's not so good.
Hey,
And you know what? That's kind of thing is that well, I'm sorry. I'm just stuttering. I mean, that's actually real.
Martin, I think you need to update the Windows 10 like right now. But go ahead. That's all right.
The thing with constant or just updates as they become available. I mean, in a business environment, enterprise environment, surely there'll be some way that you can schedule that or whatever works best for you. For the standard, the residential, the home user, the people on the street, we're already getting that anyway. Like you said, with this out, they're fine. It's all the time. It seems like they're finding stuff, and they're sending critical updates to repair some horrible security thing, and we just had this, and so it's like we're at the point now we're getting them anyway. So what? I don't think to the average person, I don't think that's going to be a huge deal.
No.
I wouldn't mind if they were releasing those updates as they become available anyway, and the ones that actually require or demand a reboot actually happen once a month. I mean, I think that would be cool. Yeah.
Are you still here, Martin?
I'm still here.
If you wanted to, if you wanted to reboot, Martin, it wouldn't mess anything up. You just come back in here. Just copy that link to get back in here, so you can get back in here.
No, I'm good. I'm trying something else out. I mean, if I'm sounding good right now.
You are.
Okay, so I'm asking. So currently, I'm curious of what's changing here. I think my son is playing online games and sucking up a lot of my bandwidth. So I'm asking him to.
Oh, could be.
So.
What's he playing?
Battlefield.
You know what? It's worth it.
What to?
Well,
you're playing it too. That's what's happening, isn't it? You're playing it too during the show. That's what's happening. That's what's happening, right, Martin? Come on.
No.
Yeah.
All right. I said I would report back on this little device from last week. The the 802, the 2.4 wireless,
awesome remote.
Yeah, it's actually really, I like it. The touchpad is a little sensitive, or a little not sensitive, I guess. I feel like I have to push down on it a little harder. Like I wish it would be a little more responsive to my finger. But other than that, it goes to sleep, and then I just I hit the spacebar usually, and the yellow orange light comes on, then the blue light comes on, and now I'm on. And I type on it, use it to move around. I hooked it up to my media center running Kodi, so that's like Open Elect downstairs, and this is awesome. I think on the media center for my little spot worked out much better than it does on my Windows 8 machine, because you can use the D-pad, the play, the pause. It just to the point of I'm thinking about buying another one just for downstairs. But this over the keyboard, mouse, the Logitech one that I've used.
Yeah.
For media center type stuff, hands down the way to go for me. I've used it now for a while. Really, really, really enjoy it. And $17.
Yeah, I just don't like anything touch with my mouse. I'm still thinking about getting it. But Martin, would you like to hear what you sound like when you're?
No, I believe what I sound like. I can hear it in my head. Media center type stuff, hands down the way to go.
Just so you know,
Is that happening right now?
No, it's not. It's not. It's intermittent. Yeah, intermittent.
However, we do have samples to create a soundboard.
Intermittent. Minions.
All right. So I'm just working on trying to get that done.
You know what? That thing is awesome. I actually now I want one to play with. I think that remote of yours would be outstanding for messing with people as well.
Such as?
You'd have to plug it in, though.
Oh, that's right. It doesn't connect.
It's not Bluetooth. I mean,
it's got a USB dongle.
Right.
Okay.
But it's supposed to work.
I guess somebody would definitely notice a USB dongle plugged into an OTG cable plugged in their phone. Then.
Probably.
Probably. Okay.
My wife wouldn't, but anyway.
Oh, no, she wouldn't.
Just a cable hanging out the back of your phone. All right. The AP, Associated Press, adds 550,000 old news clips to YouTube. That was cool. So these are.
Your kid's gonna have to stop shooting stuff for a little bit.
I've asked him to stop. Does it having problems?
Yeah, you're still stuttering.
All right. Well, what do you
You
want to do?
good? You good right now?
Hey,
All right.
I'd like to throw out an observation that I made earlier this week. And I think this is universal. That you ever been out in public and you'll see and somebody will approach you and they'll say, "Hey, would you take a picture of us?" Right?
Mhm.
I mean, it's happened to everybody, and
Right.
you know, it, like I gotta say, in my experience, pretty much 100 times out of 100, they mean with their camera. If you
They're
take out
taking
your camera and try and take, they get really weird about that. That's universal.
they're taking a picture of us with their camera.
Well, no, if somebody asks you to take a picture of their family and you take out your phone and go to take a picture, they get really weird about it.
Yeah, I've never done it that way. It's always been.
You should try it. It's
It's
really,
oh my god.
you know what? People get really weird about that.
Oh my gosh, I can imagine.
So anyway, that's just an observation. If somebody asks you to take a picture of their family, they mean with their camera.
That would be weird. Oh my god. Oh. Because we were just in that situation, but of course they took it with my camera, my phone. But I could imagine it. Oh my gosh. Why would anybody in their right mind want to take a picture of me with their camera? Oh my god. Jeez.
I had the loveliest family approach me, just complete strangers. I was would you take a picture of our family? I said sure, and I thought, and they're gonna hand me their camera, and I thought I'm already holding my phone. I thought how funny would it be if I held it up and just started taking pictures of the sunshines?
Oh, that would be hilarious.
I thought the reaction would just be priceless. It would be just complete I don't know, just like confusion at first, and then how quickly would it just go to just complete shock and then anger?
They have to think it's some kind of prank.
Oh, it would be a prank.
Yeah.
I really don't want pictures of anybody's family.
Just take the picture and put it back in your pocket and say thanks, and then walk off.
Yeah.
Take a picture of family. Done. Goodbye.
There you go. So am I sounding any better?
Yes.
All right, we'll try it out now.
Mm.
What I did is
Okay.
I
Look a little better.
well, I pulled the plug on everybody else except me. So
Absence makes the heart.
He went in. He went in. He did some changes.
that's right. I did the. I went full network straight on them.
Oh, you're stuttering.
It didn't help.
That's sad.
All right.
Reformat time.
No, you need some Windows 10 in your
Hey,
life.
you need to be dual booting, Martin, so this way you can troubleshoot better. You go into Windows and see if it works in there.
Nah.
I'm not blaming Linux.
Nah. All right. Still pretty bad.
No, not
Well,
right
I'm
now.
blaming all that water in the Pacific Northwest.
Could be.
All right. I will talk slow. I have a feeling that it's probably this USB. Something's going on here. I may need to figure out some other way. I don't know if the USB's going bad. If I need to. What?
You switched ports too, didn't you? You've been
No, I
doing
never
that
did that.
last week.
Nah, I never did that. I guess I could. But AP. I don't know if you guys heard this before. The AP adds 550,000 old newsreel clips to YouTube.
Oh, really?
So that's cool. So you can go watch old news clips.
Finding good?
Well, they have the things like the Hindenburg and all that kind of stuff on there. That's always interesting to watch. I mean,
And pleasant.
for disaster. I mean, it's not like. Great. Anyways.
Yeah, most disasters become just vaguely interesting over time. It's like, oh, it's kind of like the humanity.
Right. You guys are starting to clip on me too.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Tim's sounding good to me.
It must be me. All me.
Yeah.
I
You should
moved from
move
Comcast.
closer.
Well, I moved from Comcast to Frontier to Fios, and
It could be a Fios thing. I would start yelling. What kind of
Yeah.
router do you have?
I've got their little router. I don't have their full-on big router because I didn't want to use it. I just don't need wireless or anything.
Right. Same here.
So maybe I'll give them a call. So hey, did you guys do the ice bucket challenge?
No, I was supposed to, but I didn't.
No, but
what
I
was
saw
it?
I saw they broke down the percentages of where that money went. That was, and I got to say, the results of which I felt were pretty good compared to some things.
Right. That's the link that I have in the show notes.
Okay.
So $115 million were raised in 2014 for this. 67% went to research, 20% to patient and community services, 6% education, 2% went into fundraising, and 2% were extra fees. So 60% actually went into that. $77 million actually went into research for ALS. And Mitch is laughing at me, so I think
Yeah, it's going to sound like in post-processing that we actually had to redact everything you just said.
What?
I have no idea what's causing this.
I know how to fix it. I think
Reboot.
I think we should pull the plug on the show. it's it is something that seems to.
It's not immediate. It's like after you're on for a while.
Yeah, it's fine at the beginning because we shoot the breeze for a bit before the show, and it does seem to be something that becomes worse over time. Something's happening, but it's not immediate. It's not. Well, but yeah, literally, we got none of those numbers.
Yeah, if you do stop, you would lose your live feed.
Right.
You
Well,
don't
the
do
other
that.
option I may try is, which I should have done, was not use Chrome and try Firefox. Because
But
Chrome sometimes gets really bulky.
You'd still have to stop it though, right? Start it again. Start another one.
Right. Right. No.
Actually, maybe not, because we'll still be in it, so it'll still be going. If you copy that link on top, you can get back in it. Copy it. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, that should work.
I guess I could try.
All right, so I'll go ahead and throw out another random observation about real life and people in it. Well, Martin's doing that.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I won't because that's all I got this week.
Well, we could talk again about your favorite topic, Windows 10 again, if you. Oh no, that was
my favorite topic is Windows 8, and actually, over time it became my favorite topic. Point one, but why? Why does anybody want Windows 10? What's the difference? What's different in Windows 10?
I think start menu. You're going to have an actual start menu. And here, let's look it up for sure. I mean, I use Windows 8 more than anything, actually, and I just don't have no issue. The machines I have down here, they're all Windows 7, but I only use it, when I'm podcasting. But the main machine, my i5 upstairs, it's Windows 8.1. It's on a Dell machine. I have no issues. I mean, no very little issues or something,
I actually like the underlying OS. I mean, I like what's going on there. I like the changes, but I still the GUI. It's the same issue that I've always had. It's that I think that if I was holding a device that was, like a tablet or a phone, I would have no problems with it. But where I'm sitting at a laptop, matter of fact, and every customer I have, they're like, well, it's just what it came with it. And they're like, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. So actually, we'll see what Windows 10 does. It won't be Windows 8 up.
Yeah, that was the main thing that people hated, the start button in Windows 8.1. It just doesn't bother me. So now you're gonna have a start menu back, and I think you'll have a choice of doing the modern look at all. And I mean, I never do it. Once in a while I'll click on, I'll hit the keyboard, the Windows key, and I'll go in there by accident. I just don't see the point in that. Although things run better, I think things are more. They run in like an economy. Remember, Corey Fruitman was talking when we had him on the show. He was talking about like Windows runs in, but you're in a protected mode. You supposedly can't infect when you're running stuff in that environment, which is good. But I just never go in there. I don't see the point. I mean, why do you have to have a desktop app for Skype and then you have to have a modern app for Skype, which makes no sense to me. Oh, look who's back! Fast.
That works.
Yeah.
So as long as there's somebody to hang out, we can leave and come back later.
Yeah.
This could be like a party. This could be like an ongoing party. Just goes forever, never ends. As long as somebody's in there. Do we need 2 people there, or just one person to keep it live with a good link?
I don't know.
That's it. I don't know.
So how's this working?
Good.
So far, so good.
All right, we'll see what happens. I've been trying to think about maybe moving off Chrome into Firefox, and I mean I was trying to shut down Chrome, and I was noticing my video was jerky. So I'm curious if Chrome has become just that big bloated hog, and now this is Firefox, and I may just have to make that switch because for some reason Chrome may just be.
Check your extensions. What do you have going on in Chrome?
Well, I do have some extensions going on, but they're the same extensions I've had for a while.
Right.
But I just think Chrome has. I don't know.
They do got a lot of stuff going on, and you never. I mean, they're always updating stuff. Look, you learn how to do something a certain way in here, and in the Hangout, and they're going to change it in a couple weeks. And
right.
Constantly.
Right. So.
Yeah, you know what? That's our observation is exactly the sort of thing I usually see with Chrome. Is that or browsers, as the longer the page or the longer you have a window open, the more prone it is to start acting up. And that's what you were seeing, what we've been seeing there. So I've already decided that's the problem.
Well, yeah. So let's talk a little bit and see what happens.
Yeah,
I mean, it very well could be. It very well could be. And so that's
really good now.
So let's go. Let's go with that then. So the Google Talk plugin has to run in my Firefox, but
right.
So that's taking 27.84% of my memory, which is only 1.13%. Remember, this is that, this is an i7 with 16 gigs of RAM in it. So.
That's not the issue.
And so.
That thing has dual exhaust. It should be able to do this.
I know.
Oh man.
So a couple things. Gosh, I can't remember the second one, but a couple things came in from our good friend Liam at Liam Tech.
He's awesome.
Very good guy. He sent me a link, and a while ago we were discussing moving a client from a domain to a local group, and the application that you can use to make a move from a local group to a domain is not the same one. He said he had a link. He couldn't figure out where it was. He found it. It's a link from iTech blog. And it says Windows 7 convert domain user to local user, and it's there's a couple steps in there, and actually uses the profile wizard from Forenz IT, which is the one that you can make it that's easy to move from local machine to domain. He uses it in there, and this gentleman, the writer of this article, goes through and talks you step by step in 8 steps on how to do that. So. If you need to move a user from a domain to a local machine and keep all the settings and profile and everything like that, this is the link for you.
Interesting.
Good. Like it.
And I can't. I was trying to think of what the other one that he. I can't think of it.
Hey, Martin, did you want to talk about too John's problem with the cable? Did you want to bring that up?
Yeah. Yeah. So we received an email, and this is from John Dubinsky, and he says, "Hey guys, thanks for the continued great shows. I'm sure you have all had experienced the small issue of when a network clip breaks on the end of a Cat5 patch cable, followed by the problem where the cable no longer stays securely inserted into whatever you're plugging it into, patch panel, computer equipment. Easy fix, right? You replace the cable, crimp on the new end, and you're done. Now,
That's not easy enough. Got any
well,
easier?
He says now, but here's the thing. What do you do if the reverse happens? For example, I have a customer with an HP printer. Works great, but the networking jack mysteriously is broken. When I say broken, I mean that the network patch cable will not clip into the jack and stay securely connected. Other than that, the unit functions flawlessly. Regardless of the cause, which no one in the office seems to know how it possibly occurred, the cable continues to pop out as long as there is nothing holding it in. Right now, I have, which you can imagine causes issues in the office with printing and scanning. Right now, I have a large piece of duct tape, etc., holding the cable in, which is somewhat effective, but also looks like something out of a Frankenstein and feels like patchwork. Without the tape, the cable will fall out if someone simply bumps into the table and the printer is on. What solutions can you think of that would hold this cable in place while allowing it to be removed if needed in the future, but look and function more professionally? I've been looking on podnuts.com/Amazon, my man there, as a possible solution for this. Maybe a little adhesive putty on the bottom of the jack, not on the connectors. Maybe I'm overthinking this and tape is just the way to go. I'm trying to make sure that there is not some cool and effective solution for something like this that I'm missing.
Oh, this is a question. I thought there was a hot tip in here.
Nope. He says thoughts and says, Tim, I'm looking at you. Thanks in advance, John Dubinsky.
Well, I thought they were looking at me. Well, how about replacing the jack? I mean, I get the impression that's not an option.
Well, it's an HP printer.
So
I thought. Okay, I was imagining that network cable that was plugged in the wall and then just.
Yeah, I misunderstood that too.
Okay, so it's plugged into the printer. Okay, well, so and it's like okay, and so when it's taped, it's like actually like taped to the thing, like there's duct tape over it. It just looks bad.
Right. So what he's talking about is like this part here is broken.
That's the printer. Yeah, that would be the printer. Yeah.
Right. So you can't. So it's the clip it's the part that the Cat5 plugs into. It's the female receptacle that's broken.
Right.
And I've seen those when somebody yanks it out and bends it. I've seen them on laptops where somebody yanks it out and that metal gets bent. I've had to do the same thing that he's done. Plug it in and then like Frankenstein tape it on there for it to stay in. I looked into this, and one of the ideas that came up was on the end of your Cat5 cable. So I've got one here. On the end of your Cat5 cable, lift up the clip a little bit because you're going to want to get underneath it, but wrap some tape around it. Some just maybe one or two wraparounds of maybe like your Scotch tape. That way, what you've done essentially, you want to make the sides thicker, so that way when you plug it in, maybe the spacing will go away, and you can get it to stick in there a little harder.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. I've never tried it. So that was an idea that people thought of.
That's that's exactly. I mean, short of actually, excuse me, using a little bit of epoxy or a rubber cement or something. In some way, just permanently affix it to it. Excuse me. The tape was exactly what I was thinking too, and I think maybe I'd probably experiment with a little bit of Teflon tape first because it's thinner and you can better adjust.
And then if you have water won't come out of it too if you use Teflon.
And that's it, because if your printer is full, your HP printer is full of water, you don't want to get all over your desk. It should definitely. One thing about your electronics, the factory water and smoke should stay in it. If it ever comes out, you need to replace it. So, but just wrapping that with Teflon tape like plumbers use, as Mitch has pointed out.
Yeah, I've used it plenty of times.
That if you give it a couple turns of masking tape, it's like, well, it's gonna be way too thick now. So that Teflon tape, it's really thin, and you could really kind of dial in how many turns of that tape you can have, and so so you can actually get a good, a real nice fit instead of kind of walking the line between not enough and just, well, now it's just too blasted thick and I can't jam it in there. Matter of fact, that was a tip that I saw on a video posted by Wilbur Bear, and it was a guy, which this
Terry.
Terry. I still loving the videos. He's always reposted icy stuff in my G Plus feed, but the guy was that's what the guy had done to if he was working on his car and he had a bolt that he had to start way down in some dark place, and it was a trick. I think that he had given it a couple turns of tape or something, stuck it in the socket, the bolt in the socket, and then it actually held until he could see he got it down there and got it started. It was like, oh, okay, well, that's a pretty clever thing to do. So that was not my idea to use the tape, but it kind of, I remembered that, and it kind of translated in this situation. I don't know, as opposed, short of getting a new machine or disassembly, replace that jack, I'd say, what are you going to do?
Right. Uncle Al says push up the tab a little bit so it clips in place. But if it's really broken, I'm afraid it's not going to hold. The other option would be to push up the tab, so now you have a leverage point to fill the space, and then put something between the tab and the clip it and the the end itself. So instead of I'm talking about keeping it in there that way. I don't.
Yeah. With this, look, I mean that's physically designed. One snaps the other, and part of it's broken. So what are you going to do? Any fix isn't going to be a. It's not a print. Time to get a new printer. Time to stop being cheap.
There you go.
Stop being cheap and stop being ignorant and breaking their stuff.
That's right.
That's my solution.
Well, the other thing is if it's a higher end network printer, sometimes those cards can be replaced.
That's true.
Right.
So maybe you just replace the card itself.
Right.
Or just replace the whole printer. Upgrade. Hey, this is a great time to upgrade.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to do it when the toner runs out anyway.
That's right. When the Toyota Avalon breaks, it's time to get that Ferrari.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
or a DeLorean.
Or a DeLorean, even better. Make sure your HP printer is stainless steel, though.
And the water and smoke remain inside.
Right. Water and smoke.
Not let the smoke out.
I have been playing with PF Sense. And I locked myself out of my own network the other day. That was exciting, because then I had to reload PF Sense again. There's a way...
Intentionally? Or on accident?
On accident.
Oh.
So couple things that... I mean, these are stupid things that you don't think about that I know. I mean, I know these things, and I locked myself out. When you build your PF Sense box, the first thing it wants to do is connect to the WAN port. So not the LAN port, the WAN port. I just plugged it into my network, and so the WAN was actually inside the network, right? That makes sense. It's like plugging a router into inside of your network. Your outside router interface is going to get an inside IP address. On there, there's a way, and this is, it's okay to do this. There's a button that says basically you want to block any IP addresses that are the private IP addresses on the WAN port, which sounds good. If it's the outside-facing IP address, port, you block anything that's not public. That's a private IP address. So I clicked that on. And, well, now you can see what happened. I completely shut myself out of the box. So I had to reload the box. And then I got it up and running again. Oh, don't do that. Got it going again, and then I accidentally flipped on DHCP, which then brought my network down because now I had two DHCP servers fighting for control of the network.
Oh wow! You just sit back and watch.
So then I went downstairs and I was gonna eat because I was frustrated. I was gonna eat dinner and watch something on the Xbox and Netflix or something, and it wouldn't connect to the internet. I'm like,
oh my gosh! Every part of your life, it's like I bet the microwave wouldn't even heat your little pizza.
And I couldn't figure out what was going on, and I was like, of course. And so I grabbed my phone and I'm watching Netflix on my phone through cellular because I was so frustrated because I don't want to deal with, I deal with this stuff at work all the time. I don't want to come home and do it. And as I'm watching TV on my phone, it's like ding, it goes the microwave gets done, and at the same time I remember.
You figured
So,
it out. Yeah.
so well, because what happens is I went upstairs, I stopped the DHCP scope on the inside of my network off my router. I stopped it and read off the pfSense. And then when I shut the pfSense down because I was done testing it, I never turned on the other one. So I had to run upstairs and.
So you were running a router and pfSense at the same time.
Right, and they well no, it's I'm actually running off my Linux Pixie Boot server. I'm running my DHCP scope.
Oh, the Pixie Boot server again.
Because the reason I did that is because I can't point to the Pixie Boot server off the router. There's no way to do that, and so I had to run it off that box. But pfSense will point to a Pixie Boot server, so that's good there. I bring all of this up because in the past one of the problems I had been working with is trying to block everybody from going I'm trying to keep everybody to go to OpenDNS and keep people from changing their DNS to go around OpenDNS. pfSense will do that. So there's a way. There's a
be like it'll shut the whole blasted thing down from the inside.
Well, yeah, you could do that too. You could just shut it all down.
It's like we both turn our keys.
Right. So there's a way in here. It's a pfSense document on blocking DNS queries to external resolvers. So what you do is you put the DNS resolvers in pfSense, and then you basically say don't go to anything else except this one.
So even it's got to be bound to specific machines, is that right?
No, because you put this as your first hop. So.
But what I'm saying, if the client, whatever PC, what if he changes it? Then
you don't get internet access.
Okay, so it's not going to work. Good.
Right, that's the whole point. Because what I want to be able to do is do this on, right? Because I want to be able to do this in a tiny box and then put it in a coffee shop or something like that. Where then now we can do load balancing, we can do traffic, and we can do that. Because in the coffee shops, I have these open mesh devices, and this is a new one because I'm going to deploy a couple more of these, and I love these because it has the captive portal on it. So it has two
from the beginning. So how does that work? You're in a coffee shop.
Okay, so a captive portal, when I'm in a coffee shop, you join the wireless network, and then it brings up a landing page, and that's the one where you have to terms of agreements, you have to accept it.
Right.
That's that captive portal part, and then once you click OK, you can move on. So, and these open mesh devices have those. This is the cheaper of them. They go all the way up to, I think, 225 is a couple of the bigger ones, and they for different ranges and inside and outside, indoors and outdoors cases. As you notice, they have two networks adapters on them. They're not in and out. One's for powered, so you can use powered and a network adapter, or just do PoE, which is power over Ethernet. So they work out really well. Well, we've talked about these before, and Marvin B. from MBS Systems, who, if you listen to podnuts.com, the Podnuts live show with Jeff Hallish on Sundays, Marvin's on there, and he got a hold of me and said, hey, are you using the second SSID? In here, it has its own DHCP server in it, so when you plug this in, anything off the first SSID, which is the captive portal, gets a 10 dot IP address. So there's a whole bunch of IP addresses that are available. The second SSID, you can turn it on, assign it a name and a password like you normally would for your wireless, but then click on the box, because this has to get an IP address from your local internal network. You turn on the second SSID, and then you click a box that then maps the second SSID to your internal network and pulls the information from that DHCP scope. So if you're going to a place like a coffee shop and they need wireless, one of the options to do is, instead of getting one router for public and this router or one router for private and then using an open mesh for public, you can run both wireless devices, both public and private, off the same device. And I didn't know you could do that. Marvin B. showed me it, and I was very excited to hear about that, and started working on that. And I've actually wrote up a quote to a school that I'm working on, that originally we did have two different access points depending on what they were going to do, but now we may just use the open mesh devices because they will be allowing students to be on the network. But if I can do this and a pfSense box, then I can now block IP addresses. We can do some traffic shaping. Yeah.
Real granular.
Yeah, and basically a PF Box does the same thing like any of your high-end firewalls will do, but it's free, and I'm just going to run it. My test box is a little Intel. It's a Core 2 Duo Dell slimline machine,
Mm-hmm.
so it doesn't really need a whole lot of stuff to run it. So you can find an old machine. You do need 2 network cards though.
So you're doing PF right now at home.
No, it's on my test. It's on a test network, and it's actually off right now. So.
Okay.
But those are some of the things I've been working on.
Cool.
The camera systems that I've been dealing with at a couple of locations that were running Windows that were compromised. We switched companies for this new location, and I went in there the other day to take a look at the camera system because we need to do some port forwarding and stuff and that. It's running Ubuntu. So that's exciting, and it's working really well. They're not having any issues with it. We've done port forwarding through the regular router, and I'm hoping that this company, they'll talk to this company, and we can maybe possibly switch out the Windows machines to this other company. And part of the problem is we're having communication or lack of communications with the company that runs the Windows boxes. They're just not responding at all. I've had a problem. I've had a ticket open with them since the 6th, and we are no farther along after probably 15, 17 emails than we were on the 6th. And it's just, I will ask them what the status is. They'll say, let me check. I see them email somebody else. That person doesn't respond. A week later, what's the status? I don't know. Let me check. They email somebody else. They respond, with something that's doesn't make any sense at all. I say, no, let's go this route. And then they say, okay, well, let me, it feels like everything's ran by a committee.
Or repair dice.
Or repair dice. So, yeah.
Well, all I got to say, Martin, you're the man.
Why am I the man?
Because you are. You figured all this stuff out.
Oh.
Your audio is flawless right now.
It's beautiful.
As well as your video.
Okay, so that was a Chrome versus Firefox issue.
Yeah, but
all right. Well, I will remember that.
Matter of fact, you look happier, you look healthier, you sound better than you have in years, and I believe the sunshine there brighter than it has in a long, long time.
Years, maybe 15 minutes, but anyway.
Right, it is the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Okay, the last one that I wanted to talk about. This is a change that I came up with this week. For quite a while now, I've used SendGrid, SendGrid.com. This is a company where you can use. They're mainly for mass mailing and marketing devices. So you don't want to send out 1,500 emails from your own company because that's spam, right? So you go through a third-party company to send out emails. And now you could buy into things like Constant Contact or SurveyMonkey or things like that. But if you don't want to do something like that, what you can do is send your emails through a different SMTP server. And I don't know if you or listeners knew that, but you can, just because you're receiving email on, say, Gmail, you can send your email out through somebody else. You don't have to send it back out through Gmail. Well, SendGrid would be that other person you would send your email back out through. I have an account through them. Originally, the free account was 4,000 emails per month. Well, they just upgraded it to 12,000 emails a month now for free. So what I'm going to do is a couple of my clients who are bigger users, I'm going to get them. I've got them their own email one, and I'm actually going to be working on moving them over off of my account to their own account because now, they tripled it. So now it's 12,000 emails a month for free. Well, if you're, which may not sound that sounds like a lot, but that may not be a lot. Where I have used this a lot was in times when you can't use a mail relay or something breaks through either Comcast or Google, printers, or the all-in-one scanner copiers where you have to give it an email address to go out, but sometimes it doesn't like your outgoing Comcast address, or it doesn't like your Frontier address. Get yourself a free SendGrid account. Now you can send it through SendGrid, and now you've solved your problem.
Nice.
I had to create myself a list, of course, because what happens if you change your password, then all of those emails break. So if you do this, make sure you write down your password. Make sure you create a list of all your accounts that are using your SendGrid account, because as soon as you change your password, you're going to have to change your password on all those devices.
So this is for if you want to send like a whole bunch at one time. Is that the whole purpose?
That is their main goal. That's their bread and butter. Is I need to send 150,000 emails a month in mass market quantities. How can I do that without getting spammed? I'll use SendGrid as my sender, because then once you buy into their higher end business plan, they do things like monitoring. They keep you off blacklists. They watch what things are doing. But their free account, their free accounts are they're small, but yet if you're not a big company, this may work well for you. And so I just wanted to, so if you're ever thinking about, just even testing, maybe your email's having issues sending out. Obando Computing's hosted by Google, but I still send out through SendGrid. I have found that it sends out much faster through them than it has to wait for Google to reply. I've got a client right now where they, for some reason, they're on Google, and for some reason Google is blocking their AOL account because it sees AOL sees it coming.
Oh my gosh, their AOL account. Well, why would they? Jeez.
So I put them on SendGrid as their outgoing, and now AOL allows them to go through.
Now, how do you get the responses? Does it come back to SendGrid, or does it automatically come into?
No, it comes back to you. It comes back to you. Yeah, there's no, as far as, unless your users looked at the headers of the email, they would see that it went out through SendGrid. But if they just, it looks like it came from you, when they respond, it goes right back to you.
They know nothing.
They know nothing.
They look at the headers, yeah.
Right. And so I would almost recommend just getting an account just to have it, just in case. There's no, I use mine all the time. I actually had the 4,000 per month, and I actually tapped out on that one because I had a couple clients using it a lot, and so I bought into the next plan, which is kind of their a la carte plan, and I think I get 10,000. Oh, what is their pricing? Their pricing is pretty. They have a premier account, they've got a free plan, and they have a light plan. So the free plan, it's 12,000 emails per month, and then okay, but their light plan is kind of a send as you go, and it's 10 cents per 1,000 emails. So with their light plan, I now will spend $1.20 for the 12,000 emails, where now I'm going to drop back down. As soon as I move these clients off, I'm going to drop back down to the free plan and save myself $1.20 per month.
But you're going to spend about $5 working with that company that just sends you in that rounding round.
Either way, it's a good deal.
I know, but it is.
That's very cool.
Right. So the higher the plans, the more expensive the ones. They've got one here that's 700,000 emails for $400 a month. But you get things like dedicated IP addresses, you get sub-user APIs, you get campaign minutes. With all of these plans, you get things that in their dashboard, when you log in, you can see where it's sent to, whether it was received, like a percentage of if it bounced, a percentage of. Let me just log in here, because I'll share the screen with you guys, because it's actually I'm actually really impressed with well, okay, now it's not working at all. Added new apps to Firefox, and now they're broken. Okay, anyways, yeah. Well, I just closed an app instead of an extension instead of opening it, and here it is. Okay, well, there it is. So let me see. For people watching the show, what I'm gonna do is. So what you're looking at here, let me click on this. So what you're looking at here is, you can see that today I've had 617 emails. 97% of them have been received. 0 have been opened, clicked, bounces, spam. Actually, this is over the last week. I'm sorry. If I go to the last month, here's what the last month looks like. Now, this is not all me. This is actually anybody who's using my SendGrid account. So only 68 emails have been sent today, and this is because the gentleman who sends out a lot of emails has actually been sick. So you can see here on June 6th, there were 251 emails went out. So and it shows you how many were spam, how many were So it's actually pretty it's actually pretty good. There's not but it's something, like I said, it's something that you could look at. You can definitely take a look at SendGrid and give it a shot if you need another SMTP email, especially for things like copiers and scanners and those things that just seem to never work 100% correct. This is where that would come in really handy. Yeah, that's been my week. I'm planning on having the weekend off this week. I'm going to the coast, so it's gonna be.
Well, you gotta be at work 5 o'clock Monday morning, so you better be there.
Well, I will be. I do have to move. I do have to move some data over for a client this weekend. So, just moved another client last night to Hosted Exchange. If you're a nonprofit, Hosted Exchange is free. So if you need free email, yeah. So just moved another one over there, and I'll be doing another switch from another nonprofit later on in the month. I'm going to be gone the next couple Fridays, so I had to push it out a little bit. But and then in August, actually in a couple weeks, I'll be at the CompTIA's ChannelCon in Chicago. So I'll meet Matt Rainey and Jeff Hallish, Mike Smith, Corey Fruitman, Kerry Holzman, Chris Crothers. Yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah. So with that, because OLF is coming in October, I will not be able to make it to OLF. So at least as of right now, be spending the money for the CompTIA.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's been my week. Nothing overly exciting, but there it is.
It's anything you do is exciting, Martin. And you're just a plethora of learning.
No.
No, I mean,
Oh yeah, come on! You're crazy. I mean, you're actually like troubleshooting stuff during the show and fixing it.
And you explain things where even I can almost understand it. And now you do good.
Well, thanks for helping me out with figuring out. It's definitely a Chrome issue.
Yeah,
for sure. You sound great.
We'll have to test it again because what I did do is I also unplugged the rest of the network. So I killed Chrome, went to Firefox, and unplugged the rest of the network. So, but what's weird is that it's only been happening over the last couple weeks, and Chrome has updated twice since then. So
I think it's the third week it's happened.
Well, it's probably the way making it worse.
Yeah, they probably are. So I'll be using Firefox for the show.
Well, just remember, we were not laughing with you.
Meanwhile, the rest of his family's gonna be mad at him because they couldn't access the internet. But anyway.
Well, they just have they'll be okay. It's they're my teenagers will live. So maybe I don't know. All right. Well,
that would be a shame if they didn't.
Well, yeah. No, it would be a shame.
It would be a shame. I mean, if you unplugged the internet and everybody died, that would be. It would be hard to explain, but it would be sad.
Now, everybody, including us?
No, just your family. I mean, if you go upstairs. And
I don't want to kill my family.
I didn't say anybody wanted to, but I mean that would be a very. It would be hard to connect the dots there, but it would be. I mean, there would just be nothing good to be said about that. I'm sorry. Do you?
Yes.
I thought that was like, I thought it almost went without saying. I don't know why I'd explain myself, but I don't want anybody's family to die, especially because, well, not that it's, whether it's a good reason or a bad reason. I don't want anybody's family to die. I think the family should have their pictures taken, even if by strangers.
That's what I think too.
Okay.
All right, Tim. If people want to get their picture taken by you, what's the?
Oh man, you can find me on Eastern Granite Street Corner. Just keep asking the world to take your picture until somebody whips out their camera and takes it with their own. You can find me, Tim Bauermeister, on the G+.
Very nice. Mitch, people want to send us emails, give us a voice message, which we haven't had in a while.
No. Geeksters@podnuts.com for your emails, and 707-6podnut. That's 707-676-3688 for those voicemails. Please send us some.
Very nice. And people want to get a hold of me, I'm Obando Google Plus. I'm Martin at Obando Computing. I'm also Obando Computing in the chat room. And remember, beginning of the show, how can you join us? Chat, podnuts.com/live. Follow me on follow me on Google Plus. I post a lot of stuff there, Obando. And then you can see when we are going to go live and when you can join us in the chat, podnuts.com/live. And again, youtube.com, in the search bar there, just put in Geeksters. You're going to find all of our past episodes. Some good, some bad, some fabulous, I may say. So thanks for joining us and coming out this week. Have a great Geeksters fiscal week, and do not forget to be gruntled. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
That's a wrap.
Oh my goodness. And stop fumbling over my voice. That not working right got me all frustrated.
It is frustrating.
Well, because the first time it's like, all right, okay, maybe it's just a hiccup in the system. Then the second time it's like, oh, that's kind of cute, it's back again. And then the third time,
that's kind of cute. Yeah, just you know what? Just wrap some tape around it and stick it in there.
Well, and then this time, it's just, we're not even 10 minutes in the show, and it's not working. I'm like, well,
it got really bad really quickly.
I know. So
you know what? I'll bet you $100 it was Chrome.
Yeah.
I bet you. You know what? Because that seems awfully familiar to me.
In support for you, Martin, I think next week maybe you'll agree, Tim. We're going to use Firefox too.
Solidarity, my brother. There's only a couple things. The same. No script and uBlock torrent not uBlock torrent, but uBlock, and there's a lot of plugins that are in Chrome that I use that are the same ones over in Firefox, but there's just a couple little things that I have set up in Chrome, and one of them is called Start Screen or something along those lines, where it's a bookmarking application. It's not really an application; it's actually a web page that I signed into, and it has a lot of my important links right there on the main page that is not available in Firefox.
Oh, I understand.
There's just a couple little things that are keeping me from moving over. I mean, I'm using X marks across the board. So,
what about Chromium? Have you tried that?
No, I haven't tried that.
I'm just amused that you have to use Firefox because the Google's Chrome browser just dies on you trying to run this.
I mean, there's a reason why when you install a Linux distro and it doesn't have Chrome on it, you have to get it. It's got Chromium, it might have Chromium, but it doesn't have Chrome. So
well, and it doesn't have things like it doesn't. Yeah, it comes with Firefox and stuff. So it's just I need to yeah.
Well, I think you're on the right track now.
Fellas, I'm gonna roll.
Me too.
All right, guys. Thanks again for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thanks for patiently waiting on me. I woke up from a nap very confused.
Oh, no problems.
So, Mitch, rest of your week.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
2 more days. 1 more day. So, well, Saturday and Sunday. So,
yeah.
All right, guys. Good night.
All right, peeps. We'll see y'all.
Bye, guys.